All right, good morning, and welcome to properties of circles. Okay, so circles have certain properties and certain aspects of them that help you find different parts of a circle. Okay, and it's very important to understand the basic properties of the circle so that it can help you find those more complicated ones based upon properties. Okay, so you have things that you already knew. You knew that a radius is from the center to the outside of the circle. You know that the distance from the outside to the other outside through the center is called the diameter. Okay, and that a circle is 360 degrees. All right. With that said, your radius, as I said, is a line segment whose endpoints are the center of the circle and any point on the circle. Diameter is a line segment that passes through the center of the circle and whose endpoints lie on the circle. So as I said, like from here through the center to B, it has to be a straight line. You have a chord, which is a line segment whose endpoints are on any two points of the circle. Okay? So a chord is something that, so for instance, a chord is like A to D, D to C, okay? But didn't go through the center. So the points are on one part of the circle all the way to another part of the circle, but not going directly through the center, okay? These are also chords, all right? Then you've got also an arc, which is a part of a circle named by its endpoints. Okay, so D to C. Okay, this is arc DC. Okay, that's one way to think of it. All right, this is arc DA or AD. This is arc BD. Okay, those are known as arcs. Okay, where you're talking about the outside of the circle. Okay, and then so identifying the parts, all the radiuses or radii. Okay, that's how you say plural for radius. All right, the radii is PA, PD, PC, PD. Okay, those are the radii or radii. Okay, the diameter, there's only one, BD or DB, however you want to think of it, because it has to go through P, has to be a straight line, and it has to go from one side to the other. Okay, so I couldn't say CD is a radius because it does not go through P. Okay. Now, chords, as I said, any two points on the circle. So AB, BC, CD, AD, those are all going to be chords. Okay? Now, why that's important is because when you're using pie charts and stuff, it's really hard to know, like if you wanted to find the arc. All right? If you wanted to find the arc, you have to know what an arc is, but you also have to be able to know the properties of a circle. Okay? So a circle is 360 degrees. So when pennies were being contemplated, whether we should get rid of them, whether they were worth the value, whether people used them, whether people wanted them, etc., they took a survey. They found that 32% of Americans were against the penny, the making of the penny. They thought it cost too much. Okay? So what they did, so if I wanted to know what the arc, like what percent of the, like what degree of the circle 32% represented, then what I can do is I can take the measure of the angle of the circle times the percent, which is 32%. All right, so 32 times 360, 32% times 360, and then I'm going to get 11,520. But remember, that's a percent, so I need to divide by 100. So if I take 11,520% and divide by 100%, I'm going to get 115. I'm going to get 115.2 degrees. Okay? So 32% of the circle is 115.2 degrees. Well, think of it like this. 32% is almost 1/3 because a third is 33%. So take 360 divided by 3, all right, which is a third of 360, and you get 120. 115.2 degrees is pretty close to 120. So you've got a pretty good, so you would have pretty close to what a third would be, okay? So you know that your answer is pretty true, okay? All right, so attempt the other practice problems, identifying the parts of the circle, being able to find, and also being able to find an arc, okay? Remember that the arc, you take the percent of the circle times 360 degrees, divide by 100, or move the decimal point 2 places to the left, and you will have your arc degrees, okay? All right.